I think a good story is one where not everything is filled in. You kind of leave room in the plot for consumers to fill in. And you just think of one of the great storytelling devices, movies, and you think of a great director like Stanley Kubrick. I mean, we love his films because we have no idea what he's talking about. I mean, you think of a film like The Shining, there are so many theories to what he was saying, and it doesn't matter what he was saying, it matters what I interpret as what he's saying. So I think the strongest ads have nuance and have ability for people to fill in their part of the story. And the temptation as an advertiser or marketer is to make sure you get all the information, make sure you tell them everything. Don't tell them everything. Tell them just enough to know. It's a seduction. You know, you want them to want more. You want to leave them wanting more. So I think that's one of the most important aspects of storytelling. I think also just being relevant, making sure that you're talking about something that interests them, but you're not telling them who they should be. We call that being a magnet and not a mirror. And that's, I think, another temptation is to put a mirror up to the customer and say, you are like this. And their reaction will be, no, I'm not. You don't know me. But tell them a story that they'll find interesting. That's the best way to get a relevant story. There's one that we've recently done, a short film for Duracell, and it's actually about Patrick Willis, who is one of their sports spokesperson. And you know, that when you think about an online video for a battery company for a football player, you instantly think something funny. You know, something that people are going to pass along. And we ended up telling a really poignant story about his background and how he grew up. And it's an incredibly moving story. And the connection to the product is that, you know, power is about what you're running towards, and it's about never letting anything stand in your way. And the thing I like about the film is it is nuanced, and there's a lot of interpretations to it, and it's very emotional, and it's just surprising. So you wouldn't expect this coming from this popular NFL quarterback to have this really emotional, kind of honest, poignant story about his background. So it's just surprising. It feels revealing. It makes him feel a little vulnerable, and it's unexpected. So I think we're drawn into it, and you feel it. Every time I watch it, I feel something, and I think that's a sign of a great piece of communication. I think that no matter how much information we have, there's a danger to saying that there's now a formula for great creativity. And the thing about creativity is if you make it too formulaic, you will lose its magic. And that's where you lose that kind of nuances, the nuances that I was talking about. There has to be a moment for magic. There has to be a moment for the leap. And that can't be guardrailed by logic, by data analytics, by anything. That has to be purely that moment of art. And I think when that happens, you go from good to great.